Welcome back everyone. We're going to be talking about the OnePlus 8 and comparing it to the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, honestly probably should have done this comparison a while ago, but I figured I might as well, do it late. Better late than never, you know what they say. Now the biggest difference probably between these two would probably be the price tag. So the OnePlus 8 actually, the 11 Pro came out, it's $1,000 still. On Amazon they're still selling for a little bit over $900, so they really haven't gone down in value too much. You can probably pick one up on eBay for less than probably around like $850. The OnePlus 8 though just came out and it's retailing for $700 for the base model, but for the top tier model it's about $800 something dollars, I think. There's also the OnePlus 8 Pro. This is the OnePlus 8. This is actually the top tier model. I don't know why I bought the top tier model, but it doesn't really matter. I bought this one from Apple, but I bought this one on Amazon, but I'll leave both of these for the cheapest prices that I find on Amazon linked down below so you can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now with the iPhone 11 Pro, it's been my main device I've been using for everything, since this phone came out. I've been using it and I've had a pretty good experience with it. The OnePlus 8 though, I've been using, with a bunch of comparisons, and it's a very compelling device for the price tag. I think it's extremely good and I really can't really, hate on it for anything. There's a couple things that are kind of weird, but I think overall it's a really, really good phone. Now looking at the front, I'll go ahead and start off with the iPhone 11 Pro because it is technically the older device. We have that pretty much same type of design as we've had on previous iPhones before. Since the iPhone 10, we have a 5.8-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. It is 5.8 inches, it's 1125 by 2436, and it's a pretty good panel. You have True Tone, you have, a lot of things going for it. You have a little bit of bezel around the design, but it's really nothing too crazy. You have the notch up top, and I think for sure at the end of the day, the panel is really, really good. Since I've been using it, I can't really find anything to hate on it. I wish I could so then I can, make more videos and make more money that way, but I honestly can't hate on it anymore. It's a good panel. I'm waiting for the iPhone 12 to come out so we can kind of see what that one brings. I think that's going to bring some really cool stuff. But I think the panel on this thing is still, really, really good for the majority of people that are going to be using it. Versus something like the OnePlus 8, which kind of has a newer design, which is, kind of weird because it's like an older design. Not really, but we have a 6.55-inch 1080p panel fluid AMOLED display on the OnePlus 8. And, I think it's a very good panel. It gets a job done. What's really cool is that you have very little bezel around the design, but you have the hole punch display. Now the reason I kind of said it was an old design, it's not an old design, I was lying, but the reason why it could be perceived that way is because with that OnePlus 7 Pro, we actually didn't even have, a camera hole punch or anything. We just had, the bezel around the display and that was it. But obviously we didn't like that pop-up camera, so they changed it for us, which is really good. And the Galaxy S10 kind of had the same design too. But what's really cool about this display is that we do have that 90 Hz refresh rate, which is a humongous plus. I like that a lot. Having that type of ability on this type of phone, especially for it being kind of the cheaper model of the two, is a huge plus, and I really, really do like that. So they obviously did that with the OnePlus 7T as well, but obviously having it on here is an extremely cool feature. The OnePlus 8 Pro has that 120 Hz, but the OnePlus 8's panel is still extremely good. Now here's the weird thing, between both panels, I don't know if one technically blows the other one out of the water. I think they're both really good, but I don't know, if I had to do one, I'd probably say like the OnePlus 8's panel might be a little bit better just because of the 90 Hz refresh rate, but the iPhone 11 Pro's panel looks better, if that makes any sense. I feel like this panel looks better, but this panel has a 90 Hz refresh rate, which is an extremely cool thing, so it is what it is, but that's pretty much how I would sum that one up. On the bottom, Lightning port on the iPhone 11 Pro, USB Type-C port on the OnePlus 8. And on the back, we do have that standard glass back, but it's not standard. It's actually that matte finish, which is really cool. And they both have it. I think the matte finish on the iPhone 11 Pro feels a little bit cooler. They both have triple camera setups as well. What's really cool is that if you kind of look at them both, you can definitely see that they both kind of have like almost the same kind of thing going on. Triple camera setup, matte finish on the back. And when you feel both in the hand, one doesn't necessarily feel like it's blowing the other one out of the water. They both feel really good in the hand. I think maybe the OnePlus 8 feels a little bit thinner, but the iPhone 11 Pro is a smaller one in size. As you guys can see, there's some difference when it comes down to it. So between both, the OnePlus 8, I like it a lot. The iPhone 11 Pro, I like it a lot too. I don't think one really blows the other one out of the water. They both have their pros and cons, so in terms of design, I say it's split 50-50 between both. Now that pretty much covers it up in terms of the outside. Now hitting on the software, the OnePlus 8, is the newest one. It's going to be coming out, it came out with Android 10. It's going to be getting Android 11, 12, and quite potentially end on Android 13. We really don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to end on Android 13. Whereas on the iPhone 11 Pro, this thing just got released. It's actually technically older than the OnePlus 8. This phone is going to be lasting for an extremely long time. It's probably going to be lasting for a couple years more than the OnePlus 8. And you can even pick up the iPhone 11 Pro once the OnePlus 8 is, outdated in terms of software. And this phone will still keep getting software updates for a couple more years after that, which is really impressive. Now, the whole entire Android versus iOS thing, I don't want to get into it, but definitely the software support in terms of longevity is way better on the iPhone, than over the OnePlus series. And, I'm not trying to hate on the OnePlus series. I like it a lot. Oxygen OS is one of my favorite Android versions, but, you can't really knock iPhones, man. The iPhone 11 Pro definitely is highlighted when it comes down to the software for 100% fact. So, in terms of the software, that pretty much covers it. Now I'll go ahead and do a little bit of a speed test between them too, so we can kind of see which one is the fast one between them. Now I'll tell you the specs first. The iPhone 11 Pro has that Apple A13 Bionic chip, hex-core CPU with 4 gigs of RAM on all the models. With the OnePlus 8 has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset, an octa-core CPU and Adreno 650 GPU, and 8 gigs of RAM on that base model and 12 gigs of RAM on that top tier model. So let's go and see which one is the fast one between both of these. Okay, now that we have some apps loaded, let me go and clear out all the apps in the background. And they're all cleared out. Let's just do their designated app stores. 3, 2, 1. And I think the OnePlus 8 was actually faster there. The iPhone 11 Pro eventually got into it. But, okay, for some reason we have a random glitch. I don't even know what's going on here. For some reason my internet's off. I don't really get that. But as stated before, I have all these third-party apps that we can go ahead and test. We can do Quizlet. Let's do Netflix. 3, 2, 1. And pop up here first, followed by the iPhone 11 Pro. Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. OnePlus 8 faster, followed by the iPhone 11 Pro. BOFA. 3, 2, 1. OnePlus 8, followed by the iPhone 11 Pro. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. And the OnePlus 8 is faster, followed by the iPhone 11 Pro. That one was a pretty big difference right there. Snake first blocks. 3, 2, 1. And OnePlus 8 slightly faster by a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but definitely there was a slight improvement there for sure. Temple Run, the original one. 3, 2, 1. Now I might be in a game in one of these, so we'll go ahead and see. No, I wasn't. And you can see the OnePlus 8 actually loaded that into it faster than the iPhone 11 Pro, which is surprising. And OnePlus 8 into it. iPhone 11 Pro, eventually we get into it. Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. And OnePlus 8 loaded, followed by the iPhone 11 Pro eventually. And I'm already seeing some pretty big differences, honestly, between them. I wasn't expecting to see this big of a difference, but there kind of is. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And Temple Run 2 is looking like it's going to be faster. Yeah, I mean, OnePlus 8 definitely, noticeably faster than the iPhone 11 Pro there. Already loaded on the OnePlus 8. iPhone 11 Pro, we eventually get into it. Now, it's not like an insane difference, but it's kind of a big one if you ask me, to be honest. Paper IO 2, 3, 2, 1. And that one was pretty close on both, getting into some gameplay. Let's see if there's a difference. And as stated before, I don't really think there's going to be that big of a difference between them. Real Racing 3, 3, 2, 1. Still, I think it's smoother to load into the games on the iPhone 11 Pro than on the OnePlus 8 series. And it's looking like the OnePlus 8 is faster, yeah. I mean, it was able to load into that faster. Let's see how long it takes on the iPhone 11 Pro. And eventually we get into it, so yeah, a little bit of difference. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing you're going to go and switch phones over. But I do think at the end of the day, the OnePlus 8 is probably the faster one when it comes down to it. It's not like insane, but it definitely is some noticeable differences if you ask me. So that pretty much covers up that. Let me go ahead and hit on the cameras very briefly as well. So they both have triple camera setups on the back. The iPhone 11 Pro, all 12 megapixel sensors, a wide angle lens, telephoto lens, and ultra wide sensor. Where the OnePlus 8 has a 48 megapixel wide angle lens, a 16 megapixel ultra wide sensor, and then a 2 megapixel macro lens. Both can do 4K 60, which is really cool, but I still think at the end of the day, the quality is better on the iPhone 11 Pro. This camera is extremely good. You have very good quality photos, very good quality videos. The OnePlus 8's camera is very average if you ask me. I mean, I think it's good enough, but for a 2020 phone, I mean, I probably would have expected more. On the front, 16 megapixel sensor on the OnePlus 8, 12 megapixel sensor on the iPhone 11 Pro. You can do 4K at 60 on the iPhone 11 Pro's camera, but you can only do 1080p at 30 on the OnePlus 8's camera. So even here, I would say the iPhone 11 Pro has a better camera sensor there. Now to end it off with battery life, we have a 3046 mAh battery, so a 3046 mAh battery on the iPhone 11 Pro, but a 4300 mAh battery on the OnePlus 8. And definitely here, this is where the OnePlus 8 shines. It has a bigger battery, and it's a really good battery life, and it's a 1080p screen, obviously 90 Hz, but the iPhone 11 Pro's battery life has been extremely good for me as well. I've been ending the day every single day with like 60%, probably over 60% on every single day, easily over 50%. So this battery life is still great, but I think the OnePlus 8's battery life is just a little bit better. So to kind of sum up the video, man, to answer the question, which one should you pick up? I'll say price per value. You're probably getting a better price per value for the OnePlus 8. I think this phone is great. And I think, for what you're getting, it's a tremendous value. But I think the iPhone 11 Pro still has a lot of long-term value as well. This is going to be able to keep its value longer. The cameras are great. The screen is great. The build quality is awesome. And the longevity of the support is really good too. But I think the OnePlus 8 still has a lot of value too. So I don't think one really blows the other one out of the water. But for the price that you're paying for the OnePlus 8, I think it's a great price. And, I think it has a lot of value still too. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much. But definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I really appreciate if you guys would check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.